Alright, so this video is a response to Hiberniason's video, The Wife. I guess he's responding to a comment from one of his subscribers. How do you get your wife into prepping? How do you get her on board? And you see this comment a lot. A lot of guys out there wondering, how do I get my wife on board with prepping, or self-reliance mindset, or how do I have her see that X conspiracy is on the horizon and it's gonna happen? And I kind of chuckle because I had the same quandary, if you will, with my wife when I first got into prepping. It was, why do you need all this food, and what do we all need all these guns for, and why do you need all this, and why do you need all that? And of course my response was martial law and economic collapse and hyperinflation and high altitude nuclear detonations, and probably the answer that most guys give their wives when they ask the questions. And now I know, not the right answer. She looked at me like I was insane, as I'm sure most other wives do. When you come out with those, most people, like Irish said, will just shut down. They say, that's not possible, that would never happen here. And for most people, that's their reality. They would rather think it can't happen. So what I would recommend people do is to kind of start slow with their wives. What I had to do was leave talk radio on in the car, because I work days, my wife worked nights. So I would leave Sean Hannity on, because I know when she would get in her car to drive to work, that's what would be on. He's not on when I drive home, but I knew that that's what would be on when she would get home. So she would kind of listen to some of that, whether it be 5 minutes and then switch to the music, or 10 minutes or 20 minutes, or maybe he was, talking about some stuff. So that kind of got her on that. I had to just kind of plant seeds. Hey babe, what do you think about this in the news? And did you see that in the news? Or, if this were to happen, what would we do? And it's kind of a long, arduous journey. You got to be very patient. Very patient. Now she's starting to come along. She'll ask me, really? Another package of food delivered? Really? Another one? But she's kind of seeing what we needed. Like I said, or like Irish said, a good way to also bring your wife on board is the extreme couponing route. That was when I got her into actively helping me prep. Was, it's on TLC. Most people have on demand. You go on there and you're watching these people, and they just buy like $1,000 worth of food and stuff for $12. And you say, you know what, babe, I bet we could do that. I bet you could do that. You're really good at, I bet you could do that. So you start couponing, you start clipping coupons, you go online, and you start, accumulating food while also saving money. But it kind of gets her on board with that. And for other folks, because inevitably people are going to come over, they're going to see your preps. So what I always tell people, because we live in Florida, is, that's our hurricane survival, whatever. That's our week-long, because we've gone through quite a few hurricanes. We were out of power for a week at a time, 3 times in a row, over the course of about 6 or 7 weeks. It was like you get power for a week, and then boom, it's gone for a week. So I've kind of gotten her on that path with the generator and stuff like that. But for you guys out there who are wondering, this is, like I said, a very common question. How do I get my wife on board? You got to start slow. You really have to start slow. You, like I said, just kind of plant little seeds here and there. Know what you're talking about. So when you say, hey, I think this might happen, and then it does, then your wife's going to go, hey, my husband's not that stupid. He kind of maybe knows what he's talking about. Because, guys, our wives think we're retarded. Right? I'm sure they're shocked that we can get dressed for work in the morning. Okay? So it's kind of nice to know what you're talking about. Keep up on current events. Include them. Ask them their opinion. Like I said, like Hibernia was talking about, a lot of the stuff I'm saying is some of the same stuff as him. And as you start to get them on that path, their eyes will become open wider, and then you can get a little deeper and a little deeper. Talk about politics. Me and my wife got together talking about politics. She was, not as much anymore, a bleeding heart liberal. She was voting for Kerry. I was voting for Bush. And that's how we ended up getting together. We got together election weekend. But, I mean, you can't be afraid to talk to your wives about that stuff. They're worried about stuff, and like he said, you can't scare them. Because when you talk to someone about a scary event, they're going to say, that's not possible. That couldn't happen here. You're crazy. When really, I mean, people who thought the government were spying on us 5 years ago, people are looking at them like, you're nuts. You don't know what you're talking about. Guess what? They're spying on us. And now we all know about it. So, like I said, with your wives, start slow. It's possible. They will come to your side. It takes a while. And it takes a long while. Just be patient, guys, and it'll happen. This is Glockfin86. I appreciate any of your comments.